about here, and it's just becoming a really big conversation online right now, is kids being monetized by their parents.
Oh, this is like a comment. Okay. The most disturbing family channel ever. The McFive Circus. All right. Shout out to Behind the Screen. Hello.
On my channel, we cover everything from the ethics to the very real dangers behind it all. But there's this whole other subcategory of family content that doesn't get nearly enough attention. Scripted kids content. It's not traditional vlogging. There might be some personal details sprinkled in, but the focus is usually the kids acting out scripted scenarios for an audience made up mostly of other children. And one of the biggest examples of this genre on YouTube is the McFive Circus, a family that
18
mixes
million.
aerial silks with a lot of highly scripted and borderline dangerous skits and different scenarios. There's definitely been some discussion here and there about the questionable content that they put out, but honestly,
That's crazy. Posting this and asking the audience, who's going to fall? Who will fall first?
nowhere near enough, and definitely not enough about how channels like theirs fit into the broader conversation about kids being monetized by their parents in a very unregulated industry. So let's change that and dive right into the deeply disturbing and very maddening channel that is the McFive Circus.
The McFive. I've never heard about the McFive Circus, bro. What a fucking name. McDonald's, sue them, dude. Sue them.
A lot of requests to cover various types of family channels, and a name that continued to pop up time and time again was the McFive Circus. So I threw a poll up on my channel and I said, do you guys want me to cover the McFive Circus or these Norris Nuts, which is another family channel that you guys want me to talk about? And the McFive Circus won out on the poll. If you guys want to participate in my polls, I ask you guys actually quite a bit what you want me to cover. So make sure you're subscribed, and I always post those in my community tab on my channel. But anyway, the McFive Circus consists of the mom Kelly, dad Blaine, and their 3 children. The oldest Jay, the middle child I, who they also call Little Mama and It, and then their youngest P. And from what I can tell, the content seems to focus a lot more on the middle child I, or Little Mama, or It. Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a little bit here. That whole element to their channel is very concerning and something that I see a lot of people are also concerned about. But interestingly enough, and maybe not all that surprising, when Kelly, the mom, started this channel, she actually didn't have the kids in it. This was around the summer of 2020. Her local gym shut down, and she was basically looking for a way to stay active. And a relative who practiced aerial work showed her a few basic moves. And from there, she taught herself the rest through YouTube tutorials.
Oh, the Ninja Family. I think so my son watches a Ninja Family here and there, but they're a family that does obstacle courses. So basically a ninja family. I think they were on what's that obstacle course show? Ninja Warrior? Yeah, Ninja Warrior for kids. So that's why my son likes watching them. But yeah, that's a whole different from this, feels like.
Documented the progress on her own channel. In the beginning, it really was just her, which on its own is pretty impressive. Teaching yourself aerial skills, and not just that, having the space in your home to practice, it's pretty cool. And honestly, Kelly just stuck to showcasing her own skills. I feel like that could have been a pretty great channel on its own. But by the end of 2020, the direction of the channel had noticeably shifted. Kelly began featuring her children in the videos, explaining that she completed some form of aerial skills teaching certification and was now training her entire family the circus way. And by early 2021, the channel really began taking off. So much so that they gained national—
Can you imagine growing up in the circus? Oh, fuck, dude, talking about Hola, niño. Oh, hell no. Fucking Pennywise, dude.
Attention when they appeared in a segment on the Kelly Clarkson Show.
It's awesome, though. I love the fact that you're promoting family togetherness time for each family to find their own thing to kind of do together. It's really important, especially in this time. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Kind of makes me wonder what Kelly's, the mom, whole plan was. Was she hoping originally to attract clients, maybe by showcasing her teaching skills by teaching her own kids? Or was the goal from the beginning to grow this massive family channel? I mean, even them being on the Kelly Clarkson Show, Kelly Clarkson didn't really focus much on the mom or the dad. It was basically her talking to the kids. So then the question to me, at least, I thought, you know, if Kelly never put the kids in the channel, would it have grown to the success that it did? Would she have even been invited to something like the Kelly Clarkson Show? It's hard to say, and honestly, that Kelly Clarkson platforms family channels like this kind of makes me wish I would have voted for Justin.
America has made their decision. Kelly Clarkson.
But what is clear is that whatever education—
Wait, she was in was that American Idol? Or what was that?
I wish I would have voted for Justin.
America has made their decision.
American
Kelly
Idol.
Clarkson.
But what is clear is that whatever educational framing that the channel might have started with quickly gave way to something else entirely, a brand built around children. And as the years went on, the channel continued to get bigger and bigger.
Welcome to the McFive Circus! Yay! What's up? We're the most popular circus, you know? We've been doing this for 3 years. We've been learning from home this whole time.
That's right, I'm a certified aerial silks teacher, and I'm the ringleader, you know?
And remember, safety's our #1 priority. Safety first.
And maybe you're wondering, just maybe, how does it get on the balcony? Let me show you.
Me, rock climber! Hey, this isn't how I get up.
And it's not just Kelly and the kids who are on the videos. Blaine, the dad, also is a character on the channel. He's always going around wearing a helmet, and he is known as the safety officer or helmet guy. His whole bit is acting overly anxious, insisting the kids shouldn't be doing aerial silks, and keeping the helmet on like he's the one in danger, which, okay, we're gonna get into that in a minute. He also slips into this villain role in a lot of the videos, threatening to cut the silks and basically shut down the family circus altogether. Then the kids will act upset or scared of their dad or mad at their dad. And of course, the whole thing is filmed because the dad is taking away the only thing that brings them joy.
Good job. What are you doing?
No!
What are you doing? Honey!
You know what, guys? You seriously.
No, stop!
Dude, family channel like content is so fucking cringe, dude. Just like everything is scripted, dog. Oh, dude, W acting though.
Stop! Stop!
This is new! Stop, hun! Wait, stop! It'll hurt you. Stop, hun!
No!
The moment
Why'd
we
you do
both
that?
started
Why'd
crying.
you do that? You made me cry! Honey!
But what really stands out to me is just the fact that he is the one wearing a helmet. He's making sure that he's protected, while his kids are the one being put into vulnerable situations, sometimes even risky, potentially dangerous situations. And look, I know aerial silks can be done in a safe way, but just scrolling their videos, to me at least, it doesn't look like safety is being very highly prioritized. I mean, especially considering
Oh,
that Blaine is supposed to be
shit.
the safety officer after all. But a lot of their content, like I said earlier, it centers around their middle child, I, or Little Mama, or It. Now, the nickname Little Mama, I can understand. They say that she helps out a lot around the house and with her siblings, so she's like a little mom. I get that. But It, yeah, that one's a lot harder to get past or to get on board with. To me, it seems like that could cause some lifelong resentment and possibly some other issues. But yeah, it almost feels like something they use for shock value or rage bait because it popped up a lot. At one point, Kelly actually tried to explain it. She posted clips of I licking a door, doing random goofy stuff, and wrote that it's just middle child behavior. She literally said, I
Ew.
hope this helps explain why the middle child is a whole other breed and its own species. Hence, she's an It.
Bro, why would you let your kid lick the door, dude? And put it on social media, bro. For people to see, dog. It being a nickname is wild, literally. I'm telling you, bro. Y'all don't believe me, dude.
And then she added that It supposedly loves being called It because she marches to the beat of her own drum, and it's Kelly's way of encouraging It to be herself, which I don't know why you can't encourage your children to be themselves by just calling them their names. I'm not sure why you need to go and call them It. Not sure how that's going to boost their confidence or self-esteem. Another part of the character that Kelly and Blaine have created for I is just this idea that she is completely out of control, constantly hyper, screaming, sugar obsessed, just overly chaotic, doesn't listen. And instead of the parents, stepping in or parenting her, they basically are like, oops, that's just it. That's just it for you. It's this funny bit that they put in the video that's really not funny. Why do they want to portray themselves as parents with zero control of their child? I genuinely don't know. But that's the bit that they committed.
Literally, it's worse than fucking Mexican nicknames, dude. Flaca, ven pa' acá, gorda, ven. Wait, is it worse, actually? Fuck, we be getting called fucking gordo, flaco, asqueroso, mantecoso. Bro, I don't know. I think Mexican might be worse, dude. What the fuck? Mantecas, let's not say.
Too, and it's only escalated over the years. Even though she's now 12, it's still continuing. And it makes you wonder, how long can they keep that storyline going? What's it going to be? Once she's a teenager, she's going to turn into a rebellious teenager. Who knows? That script still hasn't been, completed yet for Kelly and Blaine.
Alright, it's raining. It's raining.
Something else Kelly and Blaine figured out early on was that talking about Jay, their oldest daughter, and her diagnosis brought in a lot of views. They framed it all under special needs content, saying that Jay had sensory processing
So
disorder.
this is what I don't like, bro. When when families exploit their babies, fucking diagnosis, sickness, illness, they see one video does well and then they start be like, you know what? De aquí me agarro, dude. I'm gonna start uploading every single moment. Like, I get if it's just for you, but like, dude, because this video got 1.3 million views. And then, I bet they ran with it, huh?
And anxiety. But did the audience really need to know all of the medical needs and things going on with a then 9-year-old? Absolutely not. It doesn't help anyone, and it's incredibly uncomfortable to watch. Mainly because Kelly will film Jay overstimulated, crying, upset, and then she puts dramatic music over the clips and labels it as special needs content.
Hey,
Yes.
do you want to do some circus time?
Maybe.
Okay. I just want to let you know I have some new choreography for us today.
Ooh.
Is that okay?
Sure.
Really?
Yes. I'm scared.
You are none of us.
Bro, what? Bro, imagine recording your kid and adding fucking sad music to it. Wait. Hey, come here. You want to go get ice cream or no? Okay, after that, you want to go to the library? Uh-huh. All right, I got it. Thanks. Bitch. Oh my, these people piss me off, dude.
You're my beautiful baby girl. My first baby.
Oh.
Remember Bunny Breasts?
Yes.
Yes.
But I guess when she saw that those videos were getting over 1 million views, she ran with it. Oh, and did I mention that the reason a lot of times that Jay is crying is because she doesn't want to do the aerial silks, but her mom coerces her to do it? Yeah. That's also happening on the channel. It's a very common pattern I'm seeing. But something that really sets apart this channel, this type of channel from, your standard family vlog, like I said earlier, is that it's kid-focused, scripted content. Yes, they still share plenty of personal details about the kids, but overall the videos are incredibly staged. Staged to an adult, I should say. To their target audience of children, it's not so clear. And we're gonna get into that in a minute, but the acting is rough. And I'm not talking about the kids here. I would never go and criticize or cut down a kid, especially kids who are basically performing for their parents. But yeah, what I mean is that Blaine and
Yeah, these kids don't know what's going on, bro. These kids just do what the parents tell them to do, man.
Kelly's acting is horrible. And that's kind of the whole issue with this type of channel. I mean, there's many issues, but it feels like this newer genre, the scripted kids content, but instead of being made through, an agency or, something like that, it's the parents in control of it. And even though we adults can tell it's scripted, their audience can't tell that. So basically they have a lot of comments from kids who are genuinely confused or worried because they think everything happening in the video is real. And Kelly and Blaine absolutely lean into that. They pump out video after video with their kids front and center in the thumbnails with some kind
Isabel, no. I didn't see her in the video. Is she okay? She's in my prayers. Bro, she's watching fucking Coco Melon, dude. She's fine.
of dramatic, traumatic titles slapped on top. One of their favorite themes is death. They use it constantly. And it's not even like something happened in the video.
How the fuck? She's actually dead? Bro, how the hell? Oh my god. There's no way. These are your thumbnails, dude. There's no way.
To justify it. Not an injury, not an emergency, nothing. It's just there for no reason except to pull in this audience of kids who think it's real, which means that the videos are getting a lot of clicks because they love to clickbait their videos. And when you step back and think about it, it's actually incredibly dark. Titles like, did little mama survive her big accident? Little mama is lost. Will we find her? And actually crushed sister to death. And those are just a few. Why would any parent want to put that kind of content out there about their children? I just don't understand why you'd want to manifest that for your kids.
No, at this point, Ash, I think they're doing this to a younger audience. Like kids are watching them. It seemed like from the comments.
Lives, even as entertainment, I just find it really disturbing. And the clickbait gets worse the more that you scroll. I saw a thumbnail of a bunny being held over a pool with the title, "The Ultimate Punishment," and little mama is crying in the picture. So are we really clickbaiting drowning our child's pet while the child is visibly upset, Kelly?
That's not even a bunny, it's a puppy. Wait. Oh, bunny's a dog. Oh.
And little mama is crying in the picture. So are we really clickbaiting drowning our child's pet while the child is visibly upset, Kelly and Blaine? Really? Great parenting. That's not going to cause any issues down the road or anything. Watching the McFive Circus or really any of the family vloggers we talk about, you start to realize just how much private information gets shared online without a second thought. Locations, routines, even the inside of
Okay, ad. Hello.
these family vloggers' homes are all filmed and posted for millions of strangers to see. And it's wild because most of us would never want that level of access to our own lives. And the more that I cover families like these, the more that I think about how important online privacy actually is, which is why I started using Surfshark. Surfshark is
Okay. Good as transition to the ad, dude. I need to learn from you.
And honestly, this time of year, when it gets dark early and I'm country, and because you can be familiar with all the important stuff, .com/Surfshark for sponsoring this video. But yeah, that's the pattern. It's scripted chaos. It's real kids in their homes doing these things, disgusting clickbaity titles and thumbnails. Again, all things that we as adults can see right through, but a lot of their audience who are children cannot. And some of it is challenge type of videos that really have nothing to do with anything. But then there's also scripted vlogs that are led by the kids. For example, a video was just recently posted titled "Mean Girls Bullied My Sisters" and then posted it on TikTok. In the video, the sisters are discussing how upset they are that they were being bullied. And again, it's all very scripted and performative, but the comments were eating it up. They basically believed it all and felt really bad for these sisters. And sure, even regular vlogs are obviously not 100% real life. They're never full reality. They're just the versions that these influencers want us to see. But this goes way, way beyond that. I mean, these videos are fully scripted. These kids are memorizing lines, acting out the scenes, the whole 9 yards. And again, this newer genre, it's not getting talked about enough. We talk all about family vloggers, but we're not talking about these whatever this would be called, genre of YouTube, the scripted kids content. One of the main issues with family vlogger videos and the kids who are in these videos is, are they going to want their entire childhood online for strangers to dissect? Are they going to want their entire childhood out there, basically? But with scripted kids content, the issue shifts. It's less about exposing the child's personal life, though, as we know in the McFive Circus, they still expose a lot about their kids. But in these scripted type of videos, it's more about putting kids in a position where they're expected to perform. They're memorizing lines, acting out scenarios, and sometimes even being placed in situations that look borderline.
I thought there was a law that passed for this. I think certain states, I think one of them was California. That's why a lot of influencers were moving, because they didn't like the law, which is fucking insane, dude. But yeah, I think one of that was the reason. Or correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, please.
Unsafe, all for views. These kids, though, just like family vlogger kids, are still being monetized by their parents. They're still supporting their household. We just know a little bit less about them than we do about maybe one of Jess Fam's kids or one of the Doherty Dozen kids. And lately, I've been seeing more comments on my channel, asking me, why am I doing these kind of videos? It's no different than child actors, which cue the eye rolls, because there are.
It's, bro, we've been talking about child actors too, dude. They go through a lot, bro. That's the same shit. Parents exploit their fucking children by becoming fucking actors, dude, child actors. And all these fucking actors and actresses that came out of Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, not so good, man.
Major differences. First off, child actors are protected by the Coogan Law, which requires at least 15% of their earnings to be put aside for them when they turn 18.
There
On
you
top
go.
of that, child actors
Coogan.
work on sets, actual sets, whether that's a studio, a soundstage, a controlled environment, not their own house, not in their bedrooms, not in their hometowns, with no separation between work and life. And there are also strict rules for child actors, such as limited work hours, mandatory schooling, tutors, welfare workers on set, layers and layers of oversight. And they're only getting more.
Yeah, but these actors don't come out as fucking normal, dude. Sorry, I don't know if that's the right term, but we seen Orlando Brown, dude. We seen what he could do to a fucking good mic. Okay. All right.
I feel like as the years go on, which is a good thing. But for family vloggers and the kids of family vloggers, there's nothing like that currently. And the same goes with the scripted kids channels. They don't have it either. And when your workplace is your home, what even counts as off hours? Does the camera ever really turn off? Or is every slightly interesting moment fair game for content? And as far as schooling goes,
Yeah, even Amanda Bynes, dude. I forgot, man. Pobrecita, dude. Pobrecita.
many of these family channels, say, oh, we're going to be homeschooling now. And we all know why they're doing that. It's so that they can film more. I'd love to see what their actual homeschooling days look like. I don't know what the McFive Circus does. They go to school or homeschool.
Fuck, I didn't even think about that. Bro, if you have a family channel and you take your kids out of public school to homeschool them just to have more filming days, bro, you're addicted. You need help, dude. You need help. You're addicted to that fucking clout, man. That fucking clout, dude. That's crazy.
But it's just something that we've obviously all noticed. More and more of these family vloggers are starting to homeschool, which is scary. But to kind of put all this into perspective with the whole child actor argument, because we could just squash this once and for all, even though I'm sure that it's not, because there's still gonna be people commenting it. But I recently saw a clip of Jacob Tremblay or Tremblay. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but he's a child actor who starred in huge movies when he was little. He's 19 now and still acting, but we actually know almost nothing about his childhood.
That little
his parents kept
he was a good actor, bro.
His private life private. He worked in Hollywood, but he still had a relatively normal childhood outside of that. Compare that to these family vlogger kids or the kids in the McFive Circus. We know their diagnoses. We know what their homes look like, their bedrooms. We know with this particular channel that the parents call one of them it. There's nothing normal about that level of exposure. And there's no one advocating for them like people do on sets for child actors. There's no one enforcing work hours or privacy or boundaries. When your childhood is content and your parents are okay with that, parents who run the show, there is no off button. And basically any chance of a normal childhood is going to be going right out the window, sadly. And if you have a child who watches these type of scripted kids videos channels, I really encourage you to look into all of this yourself. Because if you're against family vlogging, if you're against kids being monetized by their parents, then these type of scripted videos and channels are no different. They fall under the same umbrella and they deserve the same level of scrutiny that so many of these family vloggers get. But I also want to make something very clear. Just because this is scripted kids content meant for kids, it doesn't mean that Kelly and Blaine aren't catering to a specific audience still. Very similar to what Jonathan Jolie does on his scripted kids channel. In fact, much like Jonathan's choices, a lot of the McFive Circus thumbnails heavily feature their middle child doing splits or close-up of the kids with their mouths open. Even their channel banner shows the middle child upside down, folded in half with her feet practically in her face. So yeah, Kelly and Blaine clearly understand what gets clicks on YouTube and they lean into it. I mean, the whole premise of the channel is the kids doing aerial silks. And we all know that type of content, whether it's the aerial silks or gymnastics, all that kind of stuff, caters to a certain audience. Earlier, I mentioned how one of their favorite attention-grabbing themes is death in the titles. Well, another one that they use constantly is their child being stuck. There are video after video of the middle child being trapped in some scenario or another. It's like once Kelly and Blaine see a topic doing well, they just leech onto it with no care in the world as to why certain topics do better than other topics on their channel. They're just like, oh, this gets 1 million clicks and this one only gets 400,000 clicks. Let's go with 1 million. Wonder why that one's getting more. The McFive Circus has 18 million subscribers, and even if we assume very generously that 95% of viewers are just innocent kids, that still leaves 5% of adults watching their videos, possibly with bad intentions. Because I'm sorry, if you're an adult watching this, why? And 5%.
Yeah, I personally, I don't think there should be any adults watching that. No adults should be watching this.
Of 18 million is 900,000. And I had to double check because that seemed crazy to me. I'm bad at math, but I triple checked that. It's 900,000. 900,000 potentially dangerous people watching your children, Kelly and Blaine. Wake up. And obviously we don't know the exact demographics of their channel. That'd be really hard to figure out, possibly even impossible. Personally, I think it's much higher than 5% of creeps that are watching their kids. But still, even if it was only 5%, that's almost 1 million people. Who in their right mind would think that's okay? And even if we were being really generous and said only 1% of their audience is creeps. And yes, I have to censor myself, but you know exactly what I mean. Even if only 1%, that's 180,000 people, which is staggering. And I also had to triple check. And it seemed crazy to me that 1% is still 180,000. That's so insane. But it's a paycheck, right, Kelly and Blaine? You got to pay the bill somehow. I mean, there aren't, 1,000 other ways to do it instead of putting your kids out online in these vulnerable situations. But Kelly and Blaine, they fully coerce their kids into participating in the channel while making millions of dollars from it. And whether those kids will ever see any of that money when they're older, who knows? They basically keep the kids compliant with rewards like ices and convincing them that YouTube is their family and that the viewers love them.
You know what's really cool though? Every single person on YouTube was rooting for you. They love you. Do you love you too? Yeah, they're our family.
Because that's not heinous or anything, right? Not to mention kids in general, they want to impress their parents. They want to spend time with them. And that's exactly what these kids are getting when Kelly clicks the record button. They're getting attention, they're getting praise, they're getting rewards, they're getting one.
Just even recording your kids cry on camera, that feels wrong to me too, bro. Like, bro, now your kids can't even fucking cry in their own home, dude. Because there's a fucking camera in front of their face.
On one time. Of course, they're going to be excited to continue to film up until a certain age. They have no idea what's actually going on. They have no idea that their parents are using them. They're manipulating them, and that they're taking advantage of their own children. From what I can tell, the oldest doesn't seem to want to be on camera as much anymore. It makes sense. She is getting older, probably starting to realize something doesn't feel right. I think this is a pretty common thing with these family vlogger kids. I think we're going to see a wave of that coming.
Yeah, the oldest ones from the Frankie family. I think it was I forgot their name, but the daughter and the oldest son. They also did not like coming out on camera. And yeah, man. I think when I saw the documentary of the Frankie family, yeah, the 8 passengers, I think the oldest daughter didn't want nothing to do with that mom, dude. She said, fuck you, bro. I ain't talking to you again. But yeah, bro. The Ace family turning their page into a page just for kids is giving this. You know damn well the kids didn't make of this idea to vlog. Yeah, dude, I saw they're taking over the Ace family, which I haven't seen the videos, but we'll probably take a look after this. So yeah.
Soon with more books and interviews and all of that. But also, with the older child, we know that she has a sensory processing disorder. So I'm sure that all the chaos that goes on filming days doesn't help that. And then again, when is it not a filming day? Because not only are they posting YouTube videos all the time, they're going live all the time on YouTube. They do TikToks and all their other social media content. So basically the camera is always rolling. But okay, I think that's going to be it for today's video. This was honestly one of the more disturbing ones to cover because usually when I talk about these family channels, I talk a lot more about the parents because they're in the videos a lot more. We talk about their choices and just the way that they run the channel and all of that. But with the McFive Circus, the focus is almost 100% on the kids.
Yeah, dude, that is, hold on. I need to see them. What? The McFive? McFive Circus? Are they still getting views? Not as much. Not as much views, bro. They're at okay, so they're at 18 million, but they're only getting 23,041, 310. How the fuck did this one? Maybe because the daughter. How the fuck? Yeah, man. Get specific thumbnails get you what you want, bro. Anyways, man, I've never heard of this family. It's crazy how these parents will go to a certain extent to, exploit their babies, bro.
El pollo is loco. El pollo is loco.